Hello and welcome to the Lunar Phoenix Path, where we use symbolism to help you turn embers into flame. Today, we're looking at boundaries, specifically through the lens of lack of limits. So if you've been feeling like there are no lines and everything bleeds together, then this reading may have something for you. This will be a general collective reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest, and move forward in a way that best suits you. Let's see what wants to come forward. Okay. So there are no lines, and you feel like everything is bleeding together. Okay? Wheel of Fortune is your first card. Okay, so good luck, fate, life cycles, destiny, a turning point. The universe is in control, changes, cycle, karma, unexpected events. So generally, when you feel that there's a lack of limits and everything is bleeding together, generally that means that you feel like everything is your responsibility and it's difficult for you to know where you end and someone else begins. Now this could be work, it could be personal life. I'm just speaking in generalized terms, okay? You've made it a habit, and that has left you with little room for your own life, your own personal joys, if you will. Okay? So I'm going to stress that without clear boundaries, emotional exhaustion will arrive long before you realize how much you've been carrying. So, in that sense, karma, life cycles, turning point, changes, unexpected events. You need to just set boundaries. Okay? I know that seems rather simple of an explanation, but I don't want you to experience burnout, emotional exhaustion. I want you to, in some cases, let's say you love a person and so you just don't set any boundaries. And so where a boundary should be placed, the other person will constantly overstep it. And that leads to animosity, negative thoughts, so on and so forth. So, in that sense, it's not just good for you, it will be good for them. Maybe they don't know where the boundary should be. I mean, they are human after all, like you and me. They only know what they know, and unless you have verbalized where your boundary is, they're going to constantly overstep this invisible line in the stand that you have drawn, but that you haven't stated. So, in that sense, changes need to happen. But I think you know this. So, in order to move forward, we'll look at the second card here, so strength, on things you may need to do in order to move on, to get the outcome that you are seeking, or at least the one you're seeking may be the one that shows up here. So, self-love and respect, unconditional love, courage, inner strength, influence, compassion, persuasion, and inner stillness. So in all of that, I think it's translating to me as a believe in yourself type of card. Okay? So in the idea of actually setting boundaries, I know that when you first start setting them, it'll feel uncomfortable. And that is okay. Healthy boundaries are meant to feel uncomfortable initially, purely because they are unfamiliar to you, not because they're wrong. Okay? Before you can, I've been speaking as if you already know what the boundary is. Maybe you don't know what the boundary is. You need, in that sense, you need to figure out what you are willing to continue holding on to. And then what needs to be let go of, what somebody else needs to pick up. Okay? So in that, I'm going to say discovering yourself idea, try to come up with some small daily moments, just purely for yourself, that are protected from outside demands. What makes you you? What things do you need? I'm feeling that when you figure that out, the things that you need to let go of will start to become clearer. They won't be like, poof, here you go. It's going to be a little bit of a slow process, maybe not as slow as some healing journeys. I'm hearing, give yourself permission to leave space. Not every problem needs to be solved by you. It is okay to experience silence without trying to fill it. So if somebody's constantly looking at you for all the answers, sometimes just let the silence be, and maybe they can figure out the answer for themselves. The phrase that just popped in my head. Use it accordingly, but it is, quote, not my problem. Okay? Possible outcomes. Oh, hey, the sun. Okay. Pure positivity, ultimate happiness, joy, success, vitality, warmth, positive outcome, optimism, confidence, sunshine, truth. Okay, so this came out in this exact spot in the last reading. I swear this is not a plant. I did shuffle the deck. Okay. I think from a generic standpoint, whether every person is meant to experience happiness and joy. I get that. But I feel like you've been experiencing the happiness and joy of other people, and now it's time for you to shine. From a spiritual side of things, I feel like I don't want this to come off as like a prophetic moment, but if you believe that your loved ones on the other side are rooting for you, they probably are. They want you to be happy. Your loved ones, in a generic sense, your loved ones know you. The question is, do you know yourself? Okay. So, a thought-provoking question here. Where have you mistaken responsibility for ownership? So what I mean is sometimes peace isn't found by doing more. Okay? It is found by recognizing what was never yours to carry in the first place. Okay? So let's get some oracle cards. Well, that didn't go as planned. I'll shuffle a little extra. Okay. And there we go. Wow, I can't shuffle these two decks. What the heck? So if you've figured out your answer to that question, so where have you mistaken responsibility for ownership? Try putting your answer in the comment section. Maybe you'll find others like you or someone who has been in your shoes that can give you guidance, maybe help you find a solution. Like, I've been in your shoes, this is what I did. I mean, we're all in this big world. I mean, we don't have to go through things alone. Okay, so step out of your comfort zone, North Node. I don't need to beat the dead horse on the whole setting boundaries is going to feel uncomfortable. Okay? But it is something that needs done. It's kind of like it's like if you've ever had a conversation with a loved one that you really didn't want to have, but needed to happen anyway, and better things happened because of it. Whether for both of you or just you, that's kind of where this is coming into play. Okay? So remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. Numerology, number 6. So generally, responsibility, home, service, caretaking. Maybe like a recalibration, reflect. Kind of like a values check. You don't have to have massive change in your life. And what I mean, you don't have to form this carefully. Setting boundaries. Setting your boundaries doesn't have to necessarily lead to like a divorce if you're married. Maybe you're thinking, just diving off the deep end. I'm going to set boundaries. They're going to leave me. I'm going to have to, I don't know, if you're a stay-at-home mom, I'm going to have to find a job. I'm going to have to figure out how to take care of the kids. I'm going to have to find a place to live, food, shelter. If that is you, take a breath. Just because you set boundaries doesn't mean your entire world is going to upend, okay? I'm not saying it won't, depending on the boundary. So maybe start small, okay? Self-love. It could be love for others, but self-love is the key behind all of this. Okay? Well, that's about it. Whatever is surfacing for you right now, let it clarify rather than consume. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and move forward in a way that best suits you. I'll see you next time.